Warren Finch is the director of the George H.W. Bush Presidential Library and Museum. He joins me now via Skype from College Station, Texas. Warren, how will the Presidential Library pay tribute to Mr. Bush?
Well, we've created an exhibit in the rotunda of the library with photographs from his career, his service in the Navy, one of the youngest pilots to serve during World War II, Congress, ambassador to the United Nations, head of the CIA, U.S. liaison to China, quite a record of service, and then his vice presidency and presidency. And not just that, his very distinguished career of public service once he left office, raising money for tsunami relief, hurricane relief. He often said there is no successful life without service to others, and I think he exemplified that. And they raised millions of dollars for cancer research. And although Barbara Bush was the face of the literacy campaign, he was by her side. And as you said in your piece, one of his lasting legacies may be that he was the husband of Barbara Bush. They had quite a remarkable marriage, 73 years, devoted to each other. And his heart and soul in many ways is in the letters he wrote. As he said in your piece, he wasn't always the great communicator, but he could write a letter and his soul and heart were in his letters. And many of those letters he wrote to the great love of his life, Barbara Bush. And he's famous throughout his career for the letters he wrote to his friends, colleagues, throughout his life.
Those letters, whether they're to incoming presidents or to his own wife, are just so poignant and so moving and so well written. How do you work to preserve President Bush's legacy day to day at the library?
Well, we have all the letters he wrote home to his mom and dad during World War II. Those are here at the library. And we have a collection of those letters that are on exhibit and an exhibit we have on World War II and his career. But those letters, photographs, Mrs. Bush was famous for keeping scrapbooks. We have over 110 of her scrapbooks, and we've used those photographs and his letters throughout this museum to tell his life and his legacy of service, which I think is maybe one of the most important lessons in this museum, is his legacy of service.
You mentioned that legacy of service. We're seeing remembrances being shared all across the world. But tell us what you think President Bush would want to be remembered for.
Well, I think his legacy. I think that's what, he hated the L word, as he said. I hate the L word. But I think what he wanted to be remembered, he was a gentleman, could reach across the aisle, work with others. But he advocated for so many like cancer research and reading and literacy. I think that's what he will want to be remembered for, is his legacy of service and trying to, throughout his political career, trying to do the right thing.
Warren Finch, so grateful you can join us, Warren.
Thank you.